What if the person trying to destroy your life is smiling at you every single day? What if every evil plan they make against you becomes their own downfall? What if your greatest enemy's weapons keep turning back on them and they cannot understand why? This is not just a story. This is a warning, a lesson, a mirror. Today, I will tell you about Mama Chioma, a woman whose jollof rice became legendary in Onitsha Main Market. But more importantly, I will tell you about a doggo, the woman who tried everything to bring her down: poison, lies, juju, curses, and how every single attempt destroyed a doggo instead. Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you will understand why a pure heart is the greatest protection you will ever need. Mama Chioma was not born rich. She did not go to university. She did not have connections in high places. What she had was a gift and a pure heart. Every morning by 5 a.m., Kamada, she was already at Onitsha Main Market, that's setting up her small canopy beside the motor park. Her jollof rice was something else. The aroma alone that could stop a man mid-stride. The rice was soft, but not soggy. Red, but not artificial. It tasted like home. But it wasn't just the food. She smiled at the Okada riders. She gave extra portions to students. She prayed over her pot every morning before lighting the fire. People loved her because she was real. For 8 solid years, she stayed consistent. No drama, no shortcuts, no envy, just good food, good character, good heart. Slowly, her customer base grew. People did not just come from Onitsha. They came from Asaba, from Owerri, from Enugu. Some even timed their journeys just to buy her food. Her name became a brand, Mama Chioma's Jollof, the one that never disappoints. By the 9th year, her small canopy could no longer contain the crowd. The queue formed by 10 a.m. By 1 p.m., she had sold out. By 2 p.m., people were begging her to cook extra the next day. Customers called her phone just to reserve plates. Some brought their own coolers. Nearby traders began using her stall as a landmark. You know that woman that sells the best jollof rice here? My shop is 3 stalls after hers. But Mama Chioma remained humble. She did not raise her prices unnecessarily. She did not form celebrity. She still woke at 4 a.m. She still said thank you. She still packed extra meat for the children. The community respected her. Elders greeted her. Pastors prayed for her. Even the area boys made sure nobody harassed her. But you know how life is. When you are shining, someone somewhere is watching you with a different kind of eye. Her name was a doggo. She also sold food in the same market: beans, rice, and stew. But her customers were few. Her pots took hours to empty. Every day, she watched Mama Chioma's crowd with bitterness growing in her chest like a tumor. What does she have that I don't have? A doggo muttered to herself. Is it not the same rice? The same tomatoes? Why is her own sweeter? Why is her line longer? Instead of asking Mama Chioma for advice, instead of improving her cooking or her character, a doggo chose a different path. She chose comparison. She chose resentment. She chose destruction. One evening, after seeing Mama Chioma sell out while her own food remained untouched, a doggo made a decision. If I can't succeed, she won't either. I will make sure of it. And that was the beginning of her end. A doggo waited until the market was busy. Mama Chioma had stepped away briefly to buy more tomatoes from a nearby seller. The pot of jollof rice was simmering gently under the canopy, unattended. A doggo moved quickly. She pulled out a small nylon bag from her wrapper. Inside was white powder, rat poison she had bought from a chemist. Her hands trembled as she sprinkled it into the rice. She stirred once, twice, then disappeared into the crowd. By evening, she thought, people will be vomiting. They'll say Mama Chioma poisoned them. Her business will collapse, and I will finally have customers. But that was not what happened. That afternoon, Mama Chioma's jollof rice sold out faster than ever before. Customers said it tasted even better than usual. Nobody fell sick. But that was not what happened. That afternoon, Mama Chioma's jollof rice sold out faster than ever before. Customers said it tasted even better than usual. Nobody fell sick. Meanwhile, at a doggo's stall, the customers who bought her beans started vomiting violently. By evening, her remaining food was seized and poured into the gutter. A doggo stood there, shaking, confused. How? How did this happen? Weeks later, a doggo changed her strategy. If poison won't work, let me use my mouth, she thought. She started visiting Mama Chioma's canopy, pretending to be friendly. Mama, your food is too sweet, oh. What's your secret? She asked, smiling like a snake. Mama Chioma, being kind, welcomed her. She even let a doggo watch her cook once or twice. But a doggo wasn't there to learn. She was there to gather ammunition. Soon, she began to spread rumors. Do you know that woman's food is not ordinary? I've seen her cooking. She puts something inside. That's why people can't stop eating it. Be careful, oh, it's jazz, it's juju. She told the market women. She told customers. She even told the pastor of a nearby church. But here's the twist. Instead of people avoiding Mama Chioma, they became more curious. The queue doubled. Some said that, whether it's juju or not, the food is sweet. Let me enjoy it. Others said, that woman is just jealous. Mama Chioma doesn't look like someone who does jazz. Mama Chioma's business tripled. A doggo's business died completely. She couldn't understand it. Her lies had backfired again. She couldn't understand it. Her lies had backfired again. Frustrated and desperate, a doggo went to see a native doctor in a village outside Onitsha. The shrine was dark, filled with strange smells and carved images. I want to destroy someone, she said. The native doctor shook his head slowly. My daughter, go back. Whatever you're planning, it will not end well for you. But a doggo insisted. She paid him. Reluctantly, the old man gave her a small red cloth tied with black thread. Put this in her cooking pot, he said. But I warn you, if this woman has any spiritual covering, it will bounce back. A doggo didn't care. She took the charm and left. The next morning, she arrived at the market early. Mama Chioma was at the borehole fetching water. A doggo crept to the canopy and dropped the red cloth, along with a pair of torn underwear, into the big pot of rice. She covered it and hurried away, heart pounding with dark joy. But when Mama Chioma returned and uncovered the pot, there was nothing inside. No cloth, no underwear, nothing. Later that day, in front of everyone in the market, a doggo suddenly screamed. The same red cloth and underwear fell out from under her own wrapper in the middle of the market square. People gathered. They stared. They whispered. Shame covered a doggo like a thick blanket. She ran home and didn't come to the market for 2 weeks. But still, a doggo didn't stop. She returned to the native doctor, furious. Your charm did not work. In fact, it disgraced me. I need something stronger. The old man's face became grave. My daughter, I told you, that woman is covered. If you continue, you will destroy yourself. I don't care, a doggo shouted. Give me something that will finish her once and for all. The native doctor sighed deeply. He prepared a different charm, a black powder mixed with oils, wrapped in lizard skin. Rub this on her cooking spoon, he said. Her hands will be paralyzed. She will never cook again. But I warn you for the last time. If it backfires, your own hands will suffer. A doggo didn't listen. She paid double and left with the charm. The next morning, she arrived at the market earlier than ever. Mama Chioma had gone to buy firewood. A doggo rubbed the black powder on the big cooking spoon and ran back to her stall, breathing heavily. She waited and waited. But Mama Chioma cooked normally. Her hands were fine. She stirred the rice. She served customers. Everything was perfect. Then, at exactly 12 noon, a doggo's hands began to burn. At first, it was just heat, then pain. Then her fingers started curling inward, stiff and unmovable. Her palms turned black. A foul smell began to rise from them. She screamed. People rushed to her stall. Her hands were rotting before their eyes. Someone called a pastor. Someone else called a herbalist. But nobody could help her. The more they prayed, the worse it became. By evening, a doggo's hands were completely paralyzed and decaying. Her mother was called. The old woman wept bitterly. She knew her daughter had gone too far. Take me to Mama Chioma, a doggo whispered through tears and pain. Her mother and 2 relatives carried her to Mama Chioma's house that night. When Mama Chioma opened the door, she was shocked. Mama Chioma, a doggo's mother, cried. Please forgive my daughter. She has confessed everything. The poison, the lies, the charms, all of it. Please have mercy. A doggo, trembling and weeping, confessed every evil thing she had done. Mama Chioma stood silently. Then she spoke. A doggo, I never did anything to you. I never envied you. I never wished you harm. But my father, before he died, prayed over me. Any evil planned against you will return to the sender. That I didn't even remember that prayer until now. She knelt beside a doggo and placed her hand on the rotting fingers. I forgive you. Completely. May God heal you. Instantly, the blackness faded. The smell disappeared. A doggo's fingers straightened. Her hands were whole again. Everyone in the room gasped. A doggo wept even harder, but this time with shame and gratitude. Though a doggo was healed, she could not stay. The story had spread throughout Onitsha. Everyone knew what she had done. Within a week, she packed her things and left the city. Mama Chioma never spoke of it again. She continued her business with the same humility and grace. Mama Chioma never spoke of it again. She continued her business with the same humility and grace. But the lesson remained in the hearts of everyone who heard the story. Jealousy is a poison you drink yourself, hoping the other person dies. A doggo had everything she needed to succeed. She had her own business. She had her own customers. But instead of improving herself, she focused on destroying someone else, and every weapon she formed fell back on her. This is not just a story. This is spiritual law. The Bible says it. Our elders say it. Even nature says it. What you sow, you reap. If you've been envying someone, plotting against someone, wishing them harm, stop. Today, now, a pure heart will always win. A blessed life cannot be cursed. Instead of trying to dim someone else's light, go and find your own oil. Nourish your own gift. Protect your own heart. If this story touched you, don't just watch and go. Drop a comment. Hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel for more powerful Nigerian folktales that teach real-life lessons. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, your enemy's plans cannot stand if God is your covering. ODMMA. Thank you.